In this video, we are going to talk about the most beautiful villages in France, so before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for future. For most people, Paris is the first place that springs to mind when they think of France. But France has a lot more to offer than just the city of love, sparkle, and glamour. Every small village in the nation has its own charm and extensive history. Each of these charming villages offers a different experience that you wouldn't have dreamt of, from distinctive architecture to local cuisine and beverages. France wins the croissant when it comes to the prettiest towns. We've put together a list of some of France's most charming little towns. There will always be a little village close by for you to visit, whether you happen to be in the Loire Valley, on the French Riviera, or close to the German border. These French villages won't let you down, I promise. Here is the list of the most beautiful villages in France. So let's start. Number 10. Ronin, Brittany. The Irish hermit Saint Ronin built the historic hemp-weaving hamlet of Ronin, which bears his name. The impressive Gothic church was built in the 15th century with a lot of funding from the Dukes of Brittany. Visit Saint Ronin's grave at the Chapelle du Penedy. Visit the Musée d'Art d'Histoire to learn more about the village's famed weaving industry during the Renaissance, which produced canvas sails for the French Navy and the East India Company. The East India Company's offices and residences from 17th century merchants are still visible in the village square. A very long engagement with Audrey Tautou and Jodie Foster and Roman Polanski's Tess were both filmed on the popular Ronin locale. Alfred Manasseh created stained glass windows for the Chapelle Notre-Dame de Bonne Nouvelle, which dates back to the 16th century. The Navette Woods have excellent treks, the Ronin Mountain offers great views, and a religious path on the hillside draws pilgrims. Number 9. Rochefort-en-Terre, Brittany. This medieval settlement was formerly a Rochefort stronghold, controlling trade routes due to its location on a rocky outcrop above deep valleys, halfway between the Gulf of Morbihan and Merlin's Forêt de Brocéliande. The upper village, with its covered market, 12th century church, medieval castle, 19th century chateau, and 16th and 17th century residences, bears witness to its affluent past, which was also connected to slate mining. Thanks to American portraitist Alfred Klotz, who purchased the castle and began a custom of flower window boxes that is still practiced today, the town rose to fame among painters in the early 20th century. A medieval market and summer music are among the happenings. Number 8. Saint Cinieri Legeriai, Normandy. Saint Cinieri, an Italian monk who established a monastery here in the 7th century, established the hamlet on the Sarthe River in the Manselles Alps. The Normans later set fire to it, but the 11th century church still stands there with its saddleback roof and tower protruding through the trees. Recently restored interior murals from the 12th century. A wonderful chapel from the 15th century has also been maintained, as have the charming homes beside the church and along the river. Many well-known painters, like Camille Corot and Eugene Boudin, were enchanted by the village, and the Auberge de Soeurs Moïse, now a museum, where they often stayed, has charcoal portraits of the artists and locals that were painted by candlelight on exhibit. It's advised to go river canoeing and tour La Mansonniere's gardens. Number 7. Montessor, Loire Valley. Montessor, a picturesque town with a long history, is located on a riverside about an hour from Tours. Although there are still some signs of an 11th century fortification, the spectacular Renaissance castle is in full view. There is a Philippe de Champagne Annunciation in the Saint Jean-Baptiste Church, 1602–1674. A friend of Napoleon III from Poland named Xavier Branicky rebuilt the castle and decorated it with artwork in 1849, including Dutch and Italian Renaissance paintings and sculptures by Pierre Vanneau. One of the streets, whose homes are partially dug into the rock behind, bears the name of Branicky. The Halles de Cardoux, a former wool market, has been renovated into a cultural hub and exhibition space. The town hall is located in the watchtower-equipped Logis du Chancelier from the 16th century. Beautiful views of the village can be had from the riverbank balcons de l'Endroits Promenade, whose Jardinier Bridge was constructed by Gustave Eiffel's workshop. Number 6. Villes Roses, Normandy. Villes Roses in Normandy is located further west. The most striking feature of this location is the beachfront, which features sand beaches and water that is a myriad of blue hues. The smallest river in France, the Villes, flows through the village and makes for some lovely treks. Particularly its winding Rue de Moulins and towpaths have given it the moniker Plus Beau Village. Number 5. Chateau Chalen, Jura. Chateau Chalen, which has a view of the Ciel Valley's vineyards, was built around a Benedictine abbey. Highlights include Saint Romanesque Pierre's church and a medieval keep that is no longer standing. The Sauvagnin grape is used to make vin jaune, and the Maison de la Haute Ciel has an interactive wine museum. The streets are lined with the homes of winemakers. The process of making comté, or raw cow's milk cheese, is explained during visits of the historic cheese factory. Visitors may also go to the former school. There are trails outside the hamlet that wind through vineyards and lovely countryside. In addition, there are summer festivals, gourmet walks, and a July light and sound display. Number 4. Poms, Burgundy. Poms, a lovely village on the Ognon River, is accessible by a row of 100-year-old plane trees. Its 17th-century castle is reflected in the still waters. It was alternately Frankish, Germanic, Burgundian, and Spanish before becoming French under the reign of Louis XIV. It was prized in the medieval ages for its strategic location between Grès on the River Saône and the provincial capital Dole, 1643 to 1715. The village is a testament to this illustrious past. Winemakers' homes line the stone streets, and the Saint-Hilaire Church, built in the 13th century, has a striking bell tower with a roof made of colorful tiles. In addition, there are 2 medieval gateways and a crumbling castle. The forge from the 17th century, which was in use until 1993, is now a museum. Number 3. Candes-Saint-Martin. Martin of Tours, a bishop from the ancient Turin region's capital, is the inspiration behind the naming of this hamlet. The location of his former residence is now the St. Martin Collegiate Church. The majority of the structures in Candes-Saint-Martin are made of stunning white tufa limestone and have slate-gray tile roofs, which makes the town's architecture particularly distinctive. These mansions have been kept intact for many years and are quite the sight. One of the oldest Gallo-Roman settlements in the Loire Valley is the medieval village. As a living cultural landscape, the entire Loire Valley has been recognized by UNESCO as a World Historic Site since 2000. Due to its Loire River position and significance as a trading hub, it has frequently been inhabited by sailors, and you can still see traditional river sailboats lining the banks today. Take the Chemin du Panorama after seeing the town, where you'll discover a wonderful perspective of the entire village scene at the summit. Check out the Eurovelo 6, a network of mountain bike routes that spans the Loire Valley, for more demanding exercise. Number 2. Saint-Paul-de-Vence. Saint-Paul-de-Vence, a quaint fortified town, is virtually buried among the hills of the French Riviera. The hamlet, which dates to the Middle Ages, has long drawn famous writers, poets, and artists to its illustrious charm, including Pablo Picasso and Jean-Paul Sartre. Today, you can discover a lot of art galleries and ateliers lining the small alleyways. Saint-Paul-de-Vence has attracted a lot of creatives because of its dynamic atmosphere. One of the most alluring tiny towns in southern France is this one. Even while some people would argue that this community has grown too touristy, don't all excellent things draw people? To experience the village's beauty without the throng, try going in the spring or early fall. Number 1. Ease. Zay is consistently one of the prettiest villages on the French Riviera. Zay is a lovely village with cobblestone pathways and stone buildings that are surrounded by lush, exotic gardens. It is proudly perched atop a tall cliff that looks down onto the stunning Mediterranean Sea. It is mandatory to see Zay's Jardin Exotique, which the French Ministry of Culture has designated as a Jardin Remarquable, outstanding garden. The garden, which contains flora native to the Mediterranean and other comparable climates, was established soon after World War II in the ruins of a castle. That's it for today. We hope you like our video. If you did, then please like video and subscribe to our channel. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new uploads. In the end, thanks for watching and see you next time.